All right, so we are going to finish our day today with girls softball.
Jack O'Donnell, broadcast journalism. So this question's for any of you. Having the same schedule as last year, has that contributed to the way you've been practicing so far this year?
I think with practicing, we kind of have our own way of going about things. You know, closer to games, we focus on understanding players and like knowing what to expect. But for now, we're just working on our own chemistry and communication within our own team.
I think since this year and last year, we had Morris Catholic being our home opener. I feel like practice and preseason especially, we've been not like going straight to work and not fooling around and getting it done because Morris Catholic is one of our rivalries and one of the toughest games we'll have this year. So, yeah.
Hello, James Amorosi, broadcast journalism. So, speaking of chemistry and I guess team composition, losing 4 seniors last year, who do you expect to step up into those spots this year?
We actually had a lot of freshmen come out for softball this year, and we have some spots that are still open and being fought for, but I think the freshman class is really talented and really skilled, and so come day one, we'll see which one of them can step into those roles. But yeah, the freshman class really showed out this year for us.
We did lose our catcher, Sarah, so we do have our sophomore, Anna, who is going to be our catcher this year, and we have full confidence that she will be able to fill that spot up very easily.
So having 11 losses last year, how have you changed your practice regimen to improve this year?
I think our saying going into this year is all out. You know, through practices and through scrimmages and games, you know, we just want to leave everything out on the field. So, like, giving it our all, it's going to help us put our best effort forward, win or lose. But we're here to win, and especially with the freshmen, we want to push that mentality out to them, too, starting off at a young age.
Greg Randall, broadcast journalism. This question is for Bo. Your sophomore year, you had a .379 batting average and a .403 batting average last year. What contributed to improving your average?
I think physically I just worked on my swing a lot, and I got in the cage outside of practice time, and I did stuff kind of on my own time, which I think would be beneficial for everyone too, especially with a lot of the freshmen that we have. I think working outside of just practice time is beneficial, not just for hitting, but kind of for everything. So I think that's kind of what attributed to it the most.
And being the shortstop of the team, how do you anchor down the infield?
I think the sport's a lot about communication. So talking with each other, you know, with the middle infield and with the rest of the infield and with our pitcher and catcher, I think just talking all the time, it helps us, and sometimes it kind of intimidates the other team as well. So I think that's one of our best strategies going into this year.
This question's for Emily. Are there any games that you are personally looking forward to this season?
I'm always looking forward to games against Hanover Park. You know, we know how they play, we know their strategies, and we know that they're a team that is always winning, and they have just really chaotic and loud energy. But, you know, I really want to give it my all this season and come out with a win because it just feels so good to beat them and be up against them.
Last year, you scored almost every time you got into the bases. How do you keep on improving that, your base running?
So I do winter track in the off season, and that's definitely one of my ways to keep my speed up. I love running in my free time too, and just being on the bases, you kind of get a little adrenaline. So I do just loving running bases and showing other teams, you know, that it's not just about hitting and fielding, but, you know, being smart on the bases is what gets you those points.
So this question's for Ava. Coming into a senior leadership role, what goals do you have for the season?
Definitely communication's a big one. Last year, for the beginning of the season, I played third base, and then halfway through, I moved to left field. So I think just continuing out with, you know, even though I'm in a new position in an outfield this year, I definitely want to keep the communication up through not only just varsity but also JV, because, you know, there's sometimes that connotation that JV's left out, or, you know, but I want to have a positive impact on all of the players, not just on varsity this year.
That's all the questions we have for today. Are there any other questions?